Welcome back to another video. My apologies for not posting for about a week. I had a really busy weekend, and honestly, I didn't really watch any of the La Liga games. So I didn't watch Barcelona versus who was it? Who did Barca play recently? Well, I didn't see the Barcelona game. I didn't see the Real Madrid game. Real Madrid played against Valencia. And I didn't see ATLETICO Madrid versus Betis, the rematch, right? The one for La Liga. So I didn't see any of those games. So I wanted to really talk about really quick what happened last weekend. Let's start off with Barca. Barca played against, it was Mallorca. Okay, yes. All right. So I didn't see the games at the time. I ended up watching them later on, but not in its entirety. I had a lot going on, so I kind of had it in the background. But huge win by Barca, 3-0. Lewandowski scores again. Lamine scores again. And Marc Bernal to finish it off. Marc Bernal, who is coming back from an injury, and every game he has more and more presence, more and more activity, more and more minutes. So that's huge for the player and for Barca. The other player that's slowly coming back from injury, already training with the rest of the team, is Gavi. So that's a huge deal. So let's look at the stats really quick. Top stats. So ball possession, Barca as usual, a lot of possession. That's crazy. Expected goals 2, so we got 3-0. That's good. 24 total shots, big chances 4. 3 of them turn into goals. That's good. Let's see the stats. So there you have it. 7 shots on target, 3 goals, 4 big chances, 3 goals, and nothing from Mallorca. So 705 completed passes, 91% accuracy to 165. So that tells you a lot about what happened. Definitely. It tells me a lot. Like I said, I saw the game, but not to its entirety, so I can't really give you my full idea. But remember, today we're going to be talking about the Copa del Rey. I'll get to it in just a second. Let's look at Real Madrid's game. Real Madrid played Valencia. That one I watched a little bit more of. And it was one of the most boring games I've seen Real Madrid play in a very long time. You almost thought, maybe this game might end 0-0. Sure enough, Carreras, who in my opinion is the best signing they had this summer, along with Trent, who's barely played, along with Housen, who started off well and has gotten worse and worse as the season has gone. Mastantuono, 65 mil for a player that is clearly not ready and a total ripoff. I think River Plate is laughing in the bank right now with what they were able to get for Mastantuono, who honestly, even in River Plate, was relatively unproven. So out of all these signings that they had, and I might be missing one or two, but Carreras to me was the best signing. He proved it against Lamine Yamal in the first Clásico of the season, where Real Madrid wins 2-1. Pretty much pockets Lamine Yamal. He proves it time and time again that he's a leader, he's a captain, and today he opens up the scoring, or at least for this game, not today. But in this game, he opens up the scoring, and then Mbappe makes it 2-0 at the end of the game. Ball possession. So 60-40 to Madrid. Total shots 11, 2 big chances, 2 goals. So efficiency, that's for sure. Expected goals only 1 or less than 1, and they got it. They got 2. Total shots 11, 6 on target, 2 big chances, and 2 goals. 495 passes, 283 passes. So interesting to see that in comparison to 100 and 700 by Barca. This tells you what type of game it was. Very slow, very calculated. Not the best game. But Real Madrid gets the 3 points away from home in Valencia. Always a very tough game. And remains 1 point from Barca at the top. And Real Madrid with a 5-game winning streak. Or at least their last 5 games, 5 wins. Barca lost to Real Sociedad. That's right. Okay. Atleti, who comes back from destroying Betis 5-0 and now loses to Betis 1-0 at home. So they beat them 5-0 in Betis and come back home to lose 1-0. A golazo by Anthony. I did see this game. I saw this game more than any other game, to be honest. And Anthony, golazo, absolute golazo. And let's look at the stats really quick. Ball possession, Atleti had most of the ball. I remember that. 10 total shots, 5 on target. Only 1 big chance, 0 goals. 2 big chances, 1 goal. So, and here you have it, 600 to 300 passing accuracy. But Betis was just more efficient. They had a game plan. They executed it. And I think Atleti maybe went into this game thinking, oh, we won 5-0. We'll probably win this one too. But no, not at all. And to note, look at the lineups. Alvarez started 6.4, leaves in halftime. There's something going on with Julian. There's something huge going on with Julian that I don't know what's going on, but it's worth taking a look at. He's, I think, 10 or 11 games without scoring a goal. It's not good for him. Lookman, who I thought once again was going to have a good game, but not this time. I think overall, Atleti did not play well. A note, in the Betis game, it was Juan Musso, not Oblak. Just something to take into consideration. So yeah, guys, that's the basic, very low detail review of what was La Liga. And with that, Barca still 1 point ahead of Real Madrid in second, or Barca in first, Real Madrid in second, Atleti in third, but with 1 game more played than Villarreal. Villarreal is still missing 1 game, which is against Rayo, or no, one of these 3 teams. So if Villarreal gets that win, they go up to 48, still 10 points away from first place. So this is the race right now. It's these two. These 2 teams are the race for La Liga. And that's all we're going to talk about La Liga for now. Now, I want to talk about the Copa del Rey matchup, which is tomorrow. Now, a few things. This is a predicted lineup, and this is what I wanted to see. But we'll look at it in a little while. I wanted to see their head-to-head in the last 2 years, basically since Hansi Flick came. So that is this one right here. Yeah, because March 2024, Barca wins 3-0, but this is with Xavi. So this is the game that we're going to be talking about right here. I remember this game because Barca was playing a better game, but Atleti ends up taking it 2-1. Remember that. Yeah, that was tough because Barca was on good form, was in very good form, and Atleti takes it in a really weird way, not in Camp Nou, in Montjuic, in Barca, but Barca at home, and that was the outlier right there for the rest of the season, because after that, Barca not basically dominated, because look at this right here, 4-4. This game was crazy, because it started off with Atleti winning 2-0, Barca comes back 4-2, and then Atleti scores 2 more goals and ties it 4-4. We go 0-0 to the second leg of the Copa del Rey. That was tough. And then here, same thing. I think it was like Atleti was winning 2-0 again. Let's look at that, actually. So it was, Alvarez scores, and then Griezmann, 2-0. Then Pedri, Cubarsí, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2. Yep, 4-3, 4-4. Sorloth, puts it away for us. Whoops. Then the next one was this one right here. This was for La Liga. Alvarez starts off the scoring, 2-0, 2-1, 2-2. And then at the 92nd and the 98th, I remember this. That was crazy. This was such a huge game. This game basically gives Barcelona the momentum to finish off the season with how they finished it. In La Liga and in Copa del Rey. Unfortunately, we got injuries after Copa del Rey, and we weren't able to continue competing in the Champions League. But besides that, that was the game that gave us a momentum. And then finally, the second leg in Atleti's Stadium, Barca wins. So we already have a precedent where Barca can win tomorrow. It was a tough game, very locked up game compared to the 4-4, barely any goals, 1-0. And with that, just a tiny detail, Barcelona goes through. Earlier this season, in December, Barca beats Atleti 3-1. A very tough game. I remember this game too. Baena starts off, Atleti starts off winning, but Barca puts it away. I think this is one of Rafinha's first games back. Super important. So those are the precedents right now. We have the Copa del Rey, we have La Liga, and then La Liga April 5th? No. Oh yeah. What is this? Why does it say March 3rd? Okay, I guess they're skipping the game that we're supposed to play tomorrow. That's fine. So let's go back here. This is the one we want to look at. And let's go to the predicted lineups. Musso, Musso, huge. He's the cup goalie. He's going to be playing, or supposedly going to be playing. Ruggeri, Llorente, like always. Pubil, Hanko. I heard Hanko might not play. I think there was something wrong with Hanko. Let's see if he ends up playing. Koke back in the lineup with Griezmann and Mendoza. See, I don't think this is accurate. I don't think Griezmann is going to play in the midfield against Barca. I don't know. I don't see this happening, but let's see. FotMob usually is pretty accurate with these things. So let's see. Mendoza, Koke, Griezmann. I don't know. Because that pretty much says it's going to be Koke, Mendoza in the middle with Griezmann as like a 10. But then you have Lookman and Simeone and Alvarez. That's a lot of attacking players to try to control the midfield versus one of the teams that controls the midfield the best in all of football. Here they're saying Ferran, Lopez, Olmo, Lamine Yamal. This is more accurate. This, I think, is possible because not only is Rafinha injured, but Rashford is also struggling. I think he didn't train last training session, so this is very possible that it's going to be like this. Alternatively, it could be Lewandowski and Ferran here, but then you don't have a 9 to come out of the bench. So I think it's going to be more like this. It's going to be a 9. It doesn't necessarily have to be Ferran, but it might be. And then these two are going to take the spot over here. They're not going to put Rooney because Rooney's not ready. You have Eric and De Jong. It could also be Lamine here. I doubt it, but it could be Lamine, Rooney, and then you have like Olmo, De Jong, or something like that. I doubt it. The thing is, who do you have off the bench? Well, you have Joao Cancelo, which is risky. You have Araujo, who's coming back in a good level, so it could be. Eric's going to probably play 3 positions tomorrow. That's very likely. So, yeah, this is the predicted lineup. I see it. I see it happening like this. Now, what do I see from this game? Because it's not going to be an easy game. It's, thankfully, at least for Barca, maybe for Atleti also, but thankfully for Barca, their La Liga game is on Monday. So this is on Thursday. They have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to train and rest, and then Monday is their La Liga game. I don't know about Atleti. And Atleti is also thinking about next week, the Champions League. So that's going to be tough for them. In around 30 minutes, Real Sociedad and Athletic Club are going to play. But what Barca has to focus on and what Atleti has to focus on is this matchup. So what do I see happening tomorrow? It's going to be in the Metropolitano, right? So in Atletico Madrid Stadium. I showed you how we were able to win last season in that stadium twice, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was a 4-2. Yeah, it was a 4-2 in their stadium, and then also the 1-0 in the Copa del Rey in their stadium. So we were able to win twice last season. What's to say we don't win this time? I think Barca comes in better form, but with more injuries. At the same time, Atleti does have a few injuries. And their form is not the best. Do they have the bench? Yeah, right here. Okay, so Cardoso, Barrios injured. But look at Barca, bro. Christensen, that we already knew. He's done for the season, basically. Gavi comes back late February, they say. He's already training with the squad. Pedri late February. That's unfortunate. Rashford with a knee injury. That's tough. And then Rafinha late February. So in late February, we're expecting 3 key players. I think Rashford is more kind of like overcharge or something, just like fatigue. They don't have a date, so he might be back. He might be game to game. So that's fine. But those are the injuries. So they only have these 2 injuries. Well, Barrios is huge. Cardoso is also pretty huge. But they got those 2 new players off the transfer window. So that could lend them a hand. But yeah, if I have to guess, so who do we have? We have Bernal, Casado. Okay, we have Rooney. We have Lewan, Araujo, Joao Cancelo. So not bad. We have pretty good subs. I think the best sub out of those is probably in our midfield, and obviously Lewandowski. Lewandowski, the last 30, 25 minutes could make a difference. Yeah, we don't have that much here because we lost Rashford. We don't have Pedri. We don't have Rafinha. We're missing 3 huge players. I think the only ones that can sub in these places is Ferran if you move him here and bring in Lewandowski, or you have Rooney, and that's about it. I think these 2 players are very defensive. They don't go higher than this position. Yeah, so that's where we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle to sub out here. On the other hand, right here, you have those 2 new players, Aldo, or I forgot his name, and then you have Sorloth, which is huge. I don't think they're going to come out like this. I think they're going to come out with one of the new midfielders or something like that. Griezmann's going to come off the bench, or Griezmann will start for one of these 2 players. I think Lookman will play. Julian's got to play, but he's in bad form. Simeone is probably their best player right now. So, yeah. And then they have subs on their defense. You know, they have Molina. They have the other guys. Who is it? They have Josema. Yeah, I think the danger here is Sorloth, if Sorloth comes in. And here the danger is Lewan or Bernal. Bernal's been doing it well, but that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. I do see Araujo playing at some point. Maybe giving rest to Balde, putting Gerard Martin, making it a more defensive game. So, I don't know. But if I have to guess, and I'm going to leave it with this, if I have to guess what the score is going to be for tomorrow, I want to say 2-0 to Barcelona. They'll end the game with a 2-0 margin. I don't know if it's going to be exactly 2-0. Could be 3-1. Could be 4-2. But I think Barca should take a 2-0 margin. Then again, they are in Atleti Stadium. That kind of changes things. Maybe a 1-0 margin. But it's a 180-minute game. It's a home game. It's an away game. So tomorrow, nothing ends tomorrow. It's just how you're going to set up for the next game, for the final leg. Still a very important game because you want to go into that leg either tied or winning. If you're going into there losing, you are going into a desperation game plan, and that's not good. So yeah, guys, leave it in the comments. Hit me on the comments. Again, I'm sorry for not releasing more videos this week, but a lot of videos are coming out in this next week, including the reaction to this game tomorrow, and some other things. And remember, get me in the comments, subscribe, like the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.